Hello, party people. So, yeah, we've got some stuff to cover. Canada is, in fact, an extremely silly place. So we'll start in the east. Made in Canada asks, does the government even have the authority to fine visitors on private property, or, like businesses during COVID, landowners are being asked to voluntarily enact their wishes? And of course, from CBC News, landowners are being encouraged to voluntarily follow the same restrictions on their private land to minimize the risk of wildfires. While landowners will not face a fine for activities such as hiking in their own woods, any guest of theirs who is found violating the ban could be fined. This still requires massive government overreach, police action that is questionable at best, potentially criminal at worst. Yeah. I don't like it. No. And I expect this is probably talking about New Brunswick rather than Nova Scotia, because Nova Scotia has blanket told people they are not permitted to operate even on their own private property. Yeah. Ironically, this is one of the rare times I'm very proud to be in Newfoundland, where at least our government looks at us and goes, yeah, if you act responsibly, we're not going to punish you. But, then there's Ontario, and Ontario is in fact a very, very silly place. Service Ontario offers the written knowledge driver's test in 31 languages. Fucking 31. We have 2 official languages in this country. And if you can't read street signs in either of them, you might be fucked. So for the first time, one Anishinaabe driver was able to write his test in Ojibwe. Because, what? Is his license going to be in Ojibwe? No. Are the street signs going to be in Ojibwe? No. So, why? Because Ojibwe is a language that deserves to be preserved? Sure, okay, I can get behind that, by all means. The people who speak it have every right to preserve it. They do not have the right to demand that government help. And that goes for French, too. I'm sorry, I think this should be a single language country. Would save roughly half of our paperwork. And, languages then in school could be an elective, rather than a compulsory. Fire a few French teachers, hire a few more science teachers, maybe a shop class teacher. Yeah, be nice. But of course, that's not even the worst. So from Caroline Elliott, a bombshell judgment was released yesterday by BC's Supreme Court, and my friend Newsfist did cover this yesterday, declaring Aboriginal title over land in Richmond, including private property. If this stands, it has massive implications for private property across BC, and I'll read the highlighted sections as they suggest. Excuse me. The Cowichan's Aboriginal title burdened and burdens the land over which the Crown grants of fee simple interest were issued. I find that the Cowichan's Aboriginal title, which is grounded in the prior occupation of the Cowichan's ancestors and a constitutionally protected interest in land, is a senior interest in land vis-a-vis the fee simple titles which derive from the Crown grants. Aboriginal title is a burden on fee simple title. And I agree that Aboriginal title is a prior and senior right to land. Excuse me? You don't understand how conquest works. Does that mean that I have right to some land in Normandy, since that's where my people came from originally? Well, not originally. I mean, originally my people came from somewhere, probably in Scandinavia. I don't really want land in Norway, but I'll take some in the north of France. The question of what remains of Aboriginal title after the granting of fee simple title to the same lands should be reversed. The proper question is, what remains of fee simple title after Aboriginal title is recognized in the same lands? Yeah, judges in Canada are an absolute joke. Just insane. Speaking of absolute jokes, hi, would you like to be a journalist and work for CBC, formerly one of the most hard-hitting and trustworthy news sources in the world? Great. You get a complimentary crying room. No, I'm not fucking with you. From Antonio tweets, what the fuck, seriously? The CBC actually has a crying room. where employees can go and cry behind closed doors. You can't make this up.
Employees are reaching out to you since Travis came forward. What are they telling you?
I've heard about the crying room.
The crying room.
Yep.
What's the crying room?
Oh,
The crying room is a place where CBC employees are told to go if they're upset at work about something.
I keep reading stories like this. I'm going to need a crying room. Dear God, can you imagine being so soft that you've just come out of college, decided to take a job in journalism, and you need a crying room? Let me rephrase. Sorry. A taxpayer-funded crying room. You remember those stories, those videos we saw the last few years of, hey, this is my day at work for a high-tech firm or for Google or whatever? I really want somebody who works in CBC News to do one of those, because I want to see the crying room, and I want to see what else you fuckers have for perks that the taxpayers are paying for. This is retarded. So yeah, that's that. Obviously, oops, I shouldn't have moved that mic quite so far so fast. Sorry about that. But yeah, obviously this is, I mean, absolute clown world. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to support me, right there will be an ad right after this, which I'd appreciate it if you watched. Thank you very much for watching to this point. If you would like to support me, the ways to do it have been displayed in the ticker, will be displayed in the ticker in the ad. Other than that, tonight I will be doing a Terra Nova Tuesday live stream, which will be talking about the not confined completely to Newfoundland phenomenon of the old hag. So come on back at around 10:30 Newfoundland time, 9 o'clock Eastern time, and we'll get into that. Other than that, I hope you're having a good day. I hope you continue to have good days. And as always, rise and rise again until lambs become lions. Bye-bye. Hello, party people. So, you've probably just finished watching one of my videos, and I appreciate your time. That said, if you're watching on YouTube, because they've changed the way they evaluate their views, I need to ask a favor. You need to commit some form of engagement in order for me to have it count as a view, because for some reason YouTube no longer thinks watching something counts as a view. They need some form of engagement to prove you actually watched it. So like, comment, follow, share, subscribe. Any of those things would be appreciated. Other than that, if you want to support me, and this would help me with endeavors across all the platforms I do my content creation on, you can look at Ko-Fi, which is right there in the ticker right at the moment, or you can go over to my Redbubble and pick up some merchandise there. The designs that have been flashing on screen for a while are examples of the designs that I have. You can pick these up on a variety of different products, and yeah, I'll probably end up leaving them up. Though, from time to time, I will put up something that will be time limited. Some of the designs, the Walrus King especially, for example, I intend to leave up all the time because I just love that, and my Ardent Plays logo is for my other Rumble channel. Other than that, I hope you're doing well. I hope you continue to do well. And as always, rise and rise again until lambs become lions. Bye-bye.